Hello there, I'm Stuart Goldsmith, and this is my Infinite Sofa. It's my massively interactive chat show with the very best comedy performers from all around the world. There's a space for a joke here, but we ran out of time. You're watching on Twitch via infinitesofa.com. You can also find links there to previous episodes on YouTube, which, being exclusive to Twitch, I now hate. Like I hate not noticing that people on the show have snuck away and replaced themselves with screenshots, leaky.
Today.
Join us in the chat. The people in the chat are lovely and usually gang up against me in quite a satisfying way. A bit like when you introduce two friends and they bond by slamming you. If you become just slamming, it means if you become, you can use a selection of mystifying emotes, primarily about a man in a cupboard and a man with 5 legs. Leaky, I'm looking at you again. We don't actually have your emote ready to go tonight, for which we can only apologise. But you could probably knock it up in 2 seconds and fill your screen with them. Don't try that. Also, a great way to get informed on all the very latest impenetrable in-jokes. Now, genuine point. I don't know how many people are watching this now. You can tell me in the chat, but I won't look because it's not important. The thing is, in the writer's room for this show, which happens mornings at 11 a.m, as you all know, because everyone who's part of this is already part of this, we had a lengthy discussion about how to grow the show, how to cultivate an audience, and we did suspect that it might be getting a bit too in-jokey. So, are we going to cancel all the in-jokes? No. We're going to write a glossary of them and then frequently link to it in the stream chat so that if you can be bothered, you can look up whatever the fuck it is we're talking about. Hammers at the ready. Let's start the show. Also, we're thinking of changing the name. Oh, what I should have done this at the top. Okay, next show, David Hall, remind me. At the beginning of the next show, I'm going to say welcome to Naked Drugs Chat, because I think that's funny. Next show tonight, Luisa Omielan. The Brush. Hey. Fantastic. A little something special. We're going to start the show with something a little bit special that we've never tried before. And shut your whore mouth, it's David Hall. Hey. Don't know if I'm loving the gesture. I do quite like... Hang on a minute, David, have you got your hair cut?
No, it just I've started using a hairdryer to get more.
That is some classic David Hall banter there, ladies and gentlefolk. It's not a traditional double act. He's the Dominic Cummings to my actual topical material. Well, these members of the public who join me on the sofa tonight, if you want to be one of them, we'll tell you how later. Let's meet the sofa tonight. Who have we got? It's Ali. Here's Ali. Doing, Ali? An amazing thing where your screen is at an angle from where you're typing so that you can come in and go, oh, hi. Ali, can you turn in and say, oh, hi, this is Ali?
Oh, hi, this is Ali.
Oh, I like that very much. We're doing that with everyone now. That's before we move on, Ali, just tell us whatever the fuck I asked you to prepare earlier on. I've literally forgotten. Wait a minute. I'm looking at the script.
Abandoned hobby.
Shut up, David. No one's noticed.
I did learn piano for about 9 months and then stopped because it's a bit hard to learn piano when you don't have a piano at home. And I was at school.
Oh, they made you learn piano, but what, you just had to sort of lie in bed and think about notes?
Yeah, pretty much. I could use the ones in the music labs at school, and I was doing it for Duke of Edinburgh, so it was like, whilst I was doing it, it made sense, but after that, it was kind of hard. I
love the idea of doing piano during Duke of Edinburgh, like orienteering. That's probably why they didn't let you take it home. You're really good at visualising the piano, and then you can do it when you're doing an SAS course in Northampton.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ali. And listen, hey guys, I meant to mention this. 2 new rules. The first rule is that when I come to you from tonight, you have to come in like this. Oh, hi. Okay, which is doing that just at the first time we come to you. And the second thing is that if anyone new joins the show, we are going to massively champion them. So let's go over to Ali and Alec. And can I just say, Alec, it's so great to have you here. Alec, you are a new person. Ali's been on the show once or twice before and did not bother going, oh, hi. So we're all going to stare at her now while she does it.
Cancel.
Very good. God, I wish I used to have long hair. I've known Ali for years and years, but did you know me when I had long hair, Ali, or did we meet after that?
I think it was just after. I think you were bemoaning the loss of your luscious locks at one of the parties we met at.
Jesus, who walks around with that sentence in their back pocket? Let's go to Ali and Alec to do a joint oh hi, both coming in from the same time, and I want specifically, not just like this, but like that. Fucking hell, I'm too old to do that. And Ali and Alec, just briefly warm your necks up because we are going to do this properly. Here we go. It's Ali and Alec. That was... Listen, if nothing else, if it all goes tits up tomorrow, we get a second spike, and at the same time the universe explodes. At least we'll all have had that moment. Great to have you here. Alec, as a new person, I don't want to put you on the spot, but can you tell me, for example, what hobby have you ditched?
Playing the drums.
Oh, how far into it did you get? Was this a similar thing whether you had to learn the drums and then they didn't give you any drums?
I was locked down at my parents'. My brother has a drum kit there. After we got 15 seconds on Instagram, I then just quit because I got what I wanted.
Amazing. That is the spirit. Welcome. We will now all greet and champion Alec with a round of applause. Let's go long.
Yeah.
We've got Matthias. Do the oh hi.
Oh, hi.
Yes. I think we're going to move on from Matthias. That was so good. Let's get, it's the welcome return of Anne Marie. I think what we're going to do is I'm going to have to say your name and then come back to you a moment later. Let's do this now because that was really worth waiting for. It's Anne Marie.
Hi.
Yes, we fucking smashed it. Anne Marie. Now, where have you been? Where have you been? Have you been poorly?
Yeah, sorry. I had suspected COVID, so I've not been able to stay up late till 2:30 in the morning or anything. Yeah,
oh my
but
God! As I understand it, suspected COVID is in the end the best type of COVID.
Suspected COVID is when you book a test and they don't send it out in time for you to do the test, so you get better, but you don't have the benefit of knowing that you're actually immune.
That sounds complex, and what I particularly enjoyed was immune. Is Ron Sangle in the house? We need an actual doctor. Thank you very much. Anne, can you tell us what hobby you've ditched? Needn't be a lockdown hobby, but it might be.
Rock climbing. We had a rock climbing wall at school, and I was really excited going on holiday to Wales when I was like 11. So I signed up to do rock climbing as the hobby, and it was only when I was halfway up the wall with a rope that I realised I was scared of heights.
Oh, I'm scared of you going rope. But, man, that is a tricky one. It's a tricky one. Thank you, Anne Marie. Great to have you here. Look, we're going to just say hello to this Twitch chat first. But first, let's say hi to Chris. Absolutely sensational, Chris. Fantastic work. If you're not familiar with Chris, he used to present the show Funhouse in the 80s. His dad. Hey, Chris. How you doing? Great to have you here. This is what I feel like every time we speak to you, there's a guitar in the background, which I know you play the guitar. I don't think we've actually got you to play the guitar on the show so far.
That's extra. Very much extra.
Fair enough. Absolutely the smart idea. Chris, obviously you continued learning the guitar, but anything you've bailed on hobby-wise?
When I was about 12, I stopped doing karate on the back of being kicked in the bollocks.
Fantastic. Short, sweet, and highly memorable. The other fun thing about Chris is that if you look at his eyes as circles, his head currently says oof. So that's nice. Great to have you all here. We'll meet everyone in due course. We are going to crack on and have some acts in a second. But first, let's quickly say hello to the people in the chat. Oh, the people in the chat are all the people in the sofa. But the Lockdown Comedy Guide called someone a slacker. I didn't even see what they were complaining about there. So Blackhand, hello to you. Hello to Leslie. Someone said, oh, Ron Hype, that was Heather Lilius. Lockdown Comedy Guide says, 2:30 in the morning. Has this 2-hour show got stretched even further since I've been gone? No. But funny thing, if you saw the last episode, last Thursday at 9, with Rod Gilbert, who's a spectacular guest, it was a brilliant episode. But in the green room, when we open up this Zoom room to anyone prepared to not be a naked wanking old man, and Rod, fortunately, suited those criteria perfectly. So, green room, which increasingly is going on for fucking hours. I mean, I've never lasted more than 10 minutes, but something like 20 a.m. Literally, the show finished before 11. Just before 11, and people stayed around for another almost 4.5 hours. Rod, celeb guest Rod, stayed in the chat. What was everyone? Just raise a hand if you were and chat in the raise a hand. Everyone just went, yep, sure, I'm in. I'm just volunteering. Tell me your favourite moment. Ian, Edit, welcome back to the show, Ian. What was the favourite moment of being in the green room with Rod?
The favourite moment was definitely the drawing competition at the end.
Sounds like it. Now I feel like a person who's outside of the sofa because this is mystifying intro content. Share it with us, please, Ian.
I I don't know if it's a breach of the terms of service.
Yeah.
Yeah, it probably is.
Fair enough. Sorry, I took that moment to take a drink, thinking that's my mime for that. It's reasonable in terms of service. Thinking that there would be a longer story, but nope, fair enough. Perfectly reasonable. Let's go over back to the chat. People in the chat. The Lockdown Comedy Guide says, my internet connection is German and therefore totally inadequate for connecting to the green room. Sad face. Matthias, are you going to take that sitting down?
All,
You know what he lacks in hair, he really makes up for in neck swivel. Great work, Matthias. I know well that you're German. Are you going to stand for this? My internet connection is German and inadequate for connecting to the green room. That's hardly fair.
Completely bollocks.
I'm hoping that, part of the plan is that everyone involved with the sofa gradually becomes more and more a part of it. And then by episode 100, we launch you all into careers as influencers. I'm really hoping Matthias goes for 2-second long YouTube videos and gets 30-second unskippable advert. It's completely bollocks. Next video.
launching Vine.
Great to have you on board. Beef, it wasn't a late night version of Face Off. Livy's already an influencer. Hang on a minute. Livy, lady of the internet, welcome back to the show.
Hiya.
Wait a minute. Did you deliberately do a House of Bean gesture? Is that what happened?
Yeah, I have known Bean for a very, very long time, so this has become part of me now.
So so this has to become a thing. If you are house of someone, the uninitiated, this is the in-joke glossary. House of someone means that someone who was on the sofa previously got you into it, and now you're on board. You are therefore house of that person. It's like a drag house, vampires, or conkers, depending on how fucking cool you are. I like Olivia's House of Bean. Bean is famous for doing this on the show for their emote. So is that why you deliberately did it as a kind of House of Bean gesture?
Kind of, but again, I have been friends with Bean for many years, so it's just.
Oh,
part
that's
of
just
me
how
now.
you greet each other. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's perfectly reasonable. Everyone's going off in the stream. Look at those emotes. Sweet Lord, David Shutter's here. Fuck you, Shutter. Lolo Frosty, Drag Queen. Bean says that's how we communicate, and every other name I recognise. So, in an attempt not to make it too in-jokey, I'm going to try to highlight comments and involvement from other people. Stan Andrew, for example, oh no, that's Andrew White, isn't it? I can't believe it's taken me so long to tune in. I need this glossary. Just had a lovely bunch of SoFam. That's what they're calling themselves. It's nothing to do with me. I've just had my lovely bunch of SoFam on my own stream with David Hoare. Fucking shit.
I was promoting this. It's all above board.
Okay, we'll carry on. So, these are all the members of the public. There are others as well. These lovely people are all here because they supported the show with a cash donation ranging from heroic to absolutely fine. We love them, and as a result, they went in a lottery to be on the show itself. We don't want it to be cliquey. We always welcome fresh, don't say blood. We always welcome. If you'd like to join us, you can donate any amount at the button beneath this window, or if there isn't one because you're watching on Android mobile, you can donate at infinitesofa.com. At 10 p.m. tonight, the biggest donor tonight gets to teleport into the show and join us in time for our celebrity interview with Luisa Omielan. Hello, I wanted to say hello bitches, but actually her thing is, it's politics for bitches and something, I can't remember the other name of her show, but every time I think of her, I think, hello bitches. Is that be her catchphrase by the end of the show? Who knows? I think we should start the show. You wouldn't believe it's 15:15. The show has not yet started. The show is about to start. Everyone just briefly enjoy Phil's hat. It's even better when he looks downwards. Look down.
Hi.
I'm sorry, Phil. I fucked you up there because I forgot the running joke. You're coming again. I'll spotlight you with the appropriate time. Let's go to Phil.
Oh, hi.
Oh, that was good. That was good. If anything, it lasted slightly too long, but it was so much more piquant when it arrived. I need someone who can do something amazing to start the show. The current winner of the teleport is Fuzzadelic with £5. Looking good for Fuzzadelic. Let's not get passive-aggressive tonight. Let's just go upwards if we can. Phil, you are, for the purposes of this show, a pirate. Can you do some sort of piratical trick to open the show? Can you stab with a cutlass, throw an axe, something like that?
Absolutely not.
We'll go to Ali. No, Ali isn't looking. Who else is looking piratical? James, could you sort of dig up a recent victim or something?
Yeah. I've got a tiny hammer.
Tiny? That is a tiny hammer. It's nice to see people really reining in the hammers. Let's get a badge for that, reining in the hammers. Tell you what, is there anyone who can... Ali, can you chuck an axe for us?
Why not? Hang on.
Hello? This is we're for prepared content. Ali, let's go. We've got... Oh, Ali's gone outside. Let's just see if there's another... I think you might be about to turn on an additional thing. Hello, Ali. There you are. That could have been way smoother if I just shut my mouth. Talk us through what's behind you there.
Well, I'm locked down and shielding, so I can't leave the house for any of my usual hobbies or things like that. And I usually go to a small event called Sword Punk twice a year.
Sword Punk? You fucking hipster.
Yeah, no, what can I tell you? We drink mead and we throw axes.
That sounds amazing.
And it's really good fun.
Okay. Can I just sorry to interrupt. Can I just ask? David Hoare just piped up. That sounds really good fun.
I love mead.
Would David Hoare's type of person, would he be welcome there?
Oh, all are welcome at Sword Punk.
Yeah.
Go on then, Ali, talk us through it.
So because I can't leave the house, my very good friend Nick, who you may or may not have met, Stu, offered to build me a target so I could practice in my garden. And what you can see there is there's a bloody great hole in the middle where I've already smashed a bunch of axes through it. And, there were all the little white dots are actually playing cards, and I've been doing target practice, but I've sort of mullered them all as well, so I need to get some new cards.
Are you telling me, and feel free to bug out, that I don't want to overhype this, can you hit a playing card on purpose with an axe?
Not with not every time.
You're about to say not with an axe, where you just walk up and...
No, because I've got 3 throwing angels and a bunch of knives as well. So
throwing angel? Is that a hipster name for a shuriken?
Oh no, I've played one of those. They're really cool. No, it's a 3-pointed knife, basically, so you can get your aim in and decide which. So a
3-pointed knife, basically a sort of like training wheels for knife throwing.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay, nice.
Rotation good. Yeah.
Nice. Well, have you got any of those ready, or is it just your axe arm that's warmed up?
I've only got my axes at the moment, so I've just got my.
Look at that.
Oh. Yeah, but it's looking a bit tired. I need to.
And that's what we all thought, Ali. All of us saw that and went, oh, tired, that axe. I was going to ask you, actually, Ali, I was going to ask you to do an equivalent of the, oh, hi. And then I thought, genuinely, don't hit yourself while shielding.
Might be a bit risky.
Just an update on the teleports before we begin. David Shutter and Bean both immediately donated £4.99. Fuck you.
Yes!
Also, thank you. Thank you. But look at that. Maybe that should be the gesture of the show. Thanks. Black Hands on £1.99. Livy's on £2.99. All of these are cumulative. If you get beaten by someone and you want to outbid them, that's fine. Currently, Jos Viz is the highest teleporter. Jose there with 501. Very nice. 3 part 5 penny at a time. Ali, to start the show, would you kindly take one of those axes and fuck it into that door? What?
Oh dear.
Did that work, or did it fly past and twat someone behind you in a different garden? Oh, hello.
Oh.
Hang on a minute. You've got to go back and get it back. I cut away because we heard a noise.
You have no patience.
No.
No, zero patient Goldsmith.
Did everyone understand what happened there? I heard a noise. I thought it had gone in, but I thought it was too fast to see. And I thought we couldn't see on the thing, so I cut away, and it was actually massive. Okay.
No, what I was actually doing was putting the spare axe on the table because I didn't think I'd need it.
Oh, I see. Well, I can be forgiven. If anything, listen, if these axes weren't so limp, it might have got a bit better. So
This is why we want to cancel you, Stu.
You really going to keep taking the piss out of me while I was holding axes?
Well, I think this is the safest I've ever felt when you're holding an axe. Ali, go for it. Let's have it again. If you can stand, if it's possible to stand slightly further in shot so that we can check it's not being done by some sort of axe throwing machine.
Tell you what. Actually, no, I haven't got time. I was going to say I could get Alex to try and do a tracking shot, but that's going to be way too.
No, that's fine. That's fine. But if you tweak the camera like that so that the target is right at the, we can.
That's good.
That's all right.
I can just about do it. We'll see because it's not the right.
Shall I keep directing you from backstage?
Yeah, women love that.
Oh, bit of a limp act. Yes! Holy shit.
Don't mess with me, Stuart.
Very impressive. I will promise not to mess with you. Give it up for Ali, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely incredible. Oh my god. Let's get out of that. Let's spotlight my own face. Oh, everybody, let's spotlight my own face. Wasn't that wonderful? Now listen, let's have another quick hobby from someone while Ali returns. Phil, when we get to Phil, tell us, what hobby have you bailed out of?
Fossil hunting.
Say again?
Fossil hunting.
Oh, thank Christ, I thought you said fox hunting. I was about look. Fossil hunting. Is hunting the right word?
Get a hammer.
Being up. I'm hunting fossils. They haven't moved literally millions of years. They've been getting ready. How did you get into it, and why did you bail?
So I did it as a kid. We used to go to the Lyme Regis on holiday, and they were like everywhere. I bailed when I hit my thumb with a hammer.
Totally fair. Would you care to talk about the size of the hammer? Was it kind of this hammer? Was it a Matthias hammer, or was it more of a sort of James hammer?
This sort of size, but with more like a square end and a pointy end. That end.
Perfectly reasonable. It's a good reason to bail. And if you've just joined us, we've all got hammers. That is an in-joke. I am not prepared to... I don't even know why it was. Does anyone remember why we've all got hammers?
You told us to get hammers.
Hands up if you remember the origins of the hammer thing.
Go and get a random thing. Go and find tools in our houses, I think.
Oh, I told you to go and get hammers. Fine. Leaky, have you got a hammer?
No, somewhere around here. No, I haven't got a hammer. No hammer.
This is my whole point. This show isn't exclusive. Leaky teleported in. Was it last week? Has stepped in on every show. Has been so warmly welcomed, and is now providing his own graphics. And listen, the rules of engagement are: if you can make a galleon bob up behind you, just join whenever the fuck you want. And currently, Sir Blackhand is the top teleporter with £9.95 in your face, Charles Beers. But please do continue donating. So, hi ship, says Lolo. Heather Lilias says leaky hype. She just loves saying name of person hype. Joe Delicious says make yourself into a hammer, Leaky, with 5 legs, please. Now listen. If there is one challenge with having Leaky on the show, it's very difficult to retain his attention when someone suggests he do a thing. I would imagine, I'm not, listen, if it doesn't happen, that's absolutely fine. But if Leaky hasn't made himself into a 5-legged hammer, then I will want my no money back. And remember that you can teleport in as well. The leaderboard is £9.95. Can someone in the Twitch chat just tell me how many people are watching? Because I'm trying to work out whether there's any point saying any of the things I regularly do. 140. Or whether, as once again, it's just us. So, is it 140?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, thanks to the you people. Absolutely fantastic. If you are someone who has not been on the show before, we are desperate to have you. We really want some fresh, don't say blood. So if you're someone who has not been on the show before or has been lurking for a while, feel free to jump into the chat, make yourself... I just lost 3. Someone just... Igla Jan just pointed out, I said, oh, welcome to you new 3 of you. 3 people. Beautiful. Hyde KW, axes and hammers so far. Hyde, if you're new to the show, jump into the chat and just say hello. I've not been on the show. So let's crack on. We've got our first guest. It's going to be the fantastic Scott Bennett. He's going to be here any second. He's been doing some absolutely brilliant stand-up from his shed, from his actual shed, ladies and gentlemen. And he will appear as soon as he appears, because he's turning his video on and then he's going to appear. In the meantime, while we wait for him, we no longer need to wait for him. What a lift. Please welcome Scott Bennett. Hey man, how you doing?
Oh, you okay?
Yeah,
good.
really good.
I've been listening to that chat. I've never done this before. It feels like I'm in some weird dream.
Mate, it's a nightmare I can never fully leave.
I've never followed someone throwing axes in their own back garden at any point in my life. You know, it looked like a really dark "You've Been Framed." At any point when she threw that hammer, I just expected the kid just to wander across shop. Very quiet.
Ellie, can you come back on the show on Thursday and source a child? Is that possible?
Well, I can do. I can have my cat out there. That's the nearest I can get.
Whoa! Terms of service, mate. I'm sure there's something about animal cruelty. Anyway, back to Scott. Scott, thank you for joining us. And tell us where you are, because you're in somewhere that's very special.
I'm in my shed, mate. Yeah, in the bottom of my garden in Nottingham. And was there someone else from Nottingham?
No, I think it was just someone else who has a garden.
Because I've said to everyone, like, this isn't a thing that's pandemic. I've had this for like 3 years. This shed, like, I've been isolating since long before it was even a thing. I'm a trailblazer, Stu.
Very good, very good. What would you keep in your shed, Scott?
Well, no, I work in here. This is where I write in here. Like I said, I hide from my responsibilities in here. It's perfect. Absolutely perfect. So I'm in here all the time anyway, all the time.
And now you're doing a show. You're doing a show a week. Way back when, at the beginning of the pandemic, what have you done? Like 12 shows now?
12 shows. I started off like as a thing. I think, it'll only be like a couple of weeks, and now 12 shows in, the reality has kicked in.
And you're doing a show, you're streaming it to Facebook, and you're like literally writing an hour of new material every week. I'm trying to spotlight you, but I think your connection's a bit wonky.
Is it? Okay. My wife's in here as well. She sits on the floor and she's a tech. She goes through the Facebook feed. We have people writing in, and then we've got my mum and dad who are on the other end of the phone. So that's like, and then that's not a recent photo. It's the Unabomber and Colonel Gaddafi.
I think we were all thinking, are they serial killers? Because they look familiar.
It does look like that, doesn't it? But I ring them and they play us out every week on a ukulele and a kazoo.
Fucking hell. I had no idea. That's so great.
It's not, Stu. 12 weeks, trust me. It's really not now, because my dad's like, he plays the ukulele, and when you hear that, you realise how long this whole shit has gone on for.
Fair play to you. 12 shows though, but I notice only one a week. Lazy?
Well, yes, lazy. Two children to deal with, but I think
I've got 2 children, mate. Still knocking out.
Right. Okay. I think the thing is I'm going for quality, not quantity.
Yes. I'm quantity all the way. Besides, quality. It is quality on this show. It's just I don't need to bother making any of it.
The other thing is I write observational comedy. I aren't seeing anything. I aren't going anywhere, and I haven't done anything. Do you know what I mean? I've written 12 hours so far about nearly missing bin day. That is how.
Mate, that's incredible. So what sorts of things are happening though? It can't be that nothing's happened. Have you had any? Have anything happened to you in your life?
I think genuinely, I don't know about you, finding this a really interesting psychological experiment we're in a way. Like, because I noticed down. Like these Zoom things, I swear less for a kickoff. I don't know why that is. I think I've realised maybe that I'm being beamed into people's houses, and like you don't want me effing and jeffing near a picture of your dead nan. Do you know what I mean?
I've experienced the exact opposite. I am an absolute prick on this show.
Really? Well, I see just how it affects people. You need to do it in a shed, mate. Stu, this is incredibly grounding, this wood chip. Do you know what I mean?
I think that's probably where we differ, because I've gone for painted white wall, and it makes me feel like a serial killer, because you can see that I've stopped bothering painting at the edge of the camera.
Exactly. In here, with like this chipboard and a webcam, it's just Babe Station meets B&Q, and that keeps you around. I'll tell you what I have noticed, though. I'll tell you what has been interesting. I like the way we've coped with it, the British people. And as far as I can see, the 2 things, we've drank a lot and we've bought shit we don't need online. I think they're the main two coping mechanisms. Because I've genuinely heard people are thinking like when we look back on this pandemic, like there'll be granddads like telling the grandkids, you know, it will say, "Oh, what was it like?" "Oh, it was awful. Yeah, terrible time. Yeah, yeah. It's 6 weeks we had to wait for that inflatable hot tub." Do you know what I mean? You know,
we might. Scott, we might open this to the sofa and just ask what people imagine they will be looking back at, assuming that the world recovers from this. Can we just hands up if anyone has a particular thing that they think they will look back and either miss, rue, lament, anything like that? Can we get a hands up if anyone would like to contribute? Flossie, it's Flossie. Hello, everybody. Not spoken to Flossie so far this evening. Flossie, before we get stuck into this, is your dog Whiskey dressed up as anything tonight?
I can double that for you, Stu. Theme starts with my mug.
Oh.
And then ends with
No, where's that Whiskey?
Oh
my
Yeah,
Oh my God.
See, I can't compete with axe throwing and pets.
Hot dog pets.
That is absolutely outstanding. Flossie, what are you anticipating looking back at? That's a terrible question, but I think you see what I'm getting at.
I think on a serious note, I think we can all recognise that the sofa's really changed us.
We're trying to make it less exclusive. We're all normal.
Not in a good way, Stu.
Will it lead to more or less in-jokes, more or fewer in-jokes if we I literally cannot remember the end of my sentence? Scott, get me out of a hole.
I think what's interesting is like I think that when it started there was that motivation, wasn't there, of the pressure of like you've got to make it count. Like, because everyone was like, you've got to really, like, this is a chance. The world stopped, you know. And you had people like, people saying, "No, I'm going to write a novel. I'm going to learn a musical instrument." And I was like, "No, don't. No crisis in history has been improved by the addition of a trumpet." I am
absolutely fair.
And
Have you?
You know, and because the other thing is like, I felt that if it was time, I don't know about you, if it's just time that's the factor, then I'm in trouble because in that respect, serial killers should be shitting out manuscripts, shouldn't they? You know what I mean? We should be going after this lot. We should be going to see plays written by Rose West. That's what we're doing, you know.
Show us that photo again. Actually, best not.
This is mum.
Yeah, I mean, I think sometimes like I've realised like some days I'll last Tuesday all I did was griddle some aubergines. That's all I did. I'm fine. I needed the toilet, but I decided to hold it in just so I'd have something in the diary for the day after.
Didn't you? You were telling me earlier on when we were teching, you've had a bit of a mishap. Was it earlier this week? You injured yourself. How are you coping?
Well, this is the thing, right? So I'm in here a lot, and I had an itchy ear. It's my own fault, really. And I put my pen at my biro in my ear to itch the ear canal. And I think I've got massive ear canals. I don't know what happened. And the end of the biro, this bit, I've got it here. Can you see that?
God.
That came off in my ear. And this gets funnier. So basically, I'm in here. This has gone into my ear. So now there's that moment in there when you pull the pen out and it's not there. And honestly, my involuntary response, Stu, was to go, "Mum!" I shouted, "Mum!" That's nothing when you need your mum. And then the best thing is Gemma, my wife, she teaches Zoom like lessons to kids, tiny toddlers, French and German. That's her job. And I ran in the house and said, "I've got a pen in my ear." And she had to say to loads of 4-year-olds, "I'm going to have to pause the lesson. My 41-year-old husband, pen top stuck in his own ear." Jen, I couldn't get it out. So it was like she couldn't see it. And all I was thinking was, if I go to A&E, I'm going to be on the ward with all the idiots. That would be a blow.
Oh, mate, that's extraordinary. Have you given any thoughts? I'm sorry, your internet froze for a second there. Calling back someone who on the stream chat a minute ago said it's been fascinating finding out during the pandemic which comedians are too cheap to fork out for decent broadband. I'm sure they won't.
You what? I genuinely, this is the best broadband we've got, and I rang BT the other week to try and get an upgrade. It's terrible round here, and instead of putting me through to a young lad who I could shout at, they put me through to Mrs. Doubtfire, and I couldn't even get angry. I think she was so sweet. She said to me, "Oh, that's terrible with your broadband," and you can't get angry at them. And then she was asking me, "Have you got children?" "I've got 2 children." "Oh, 2 wee girls." I didn't know what to do by the end. Get broadband because of her.
Oh, Matt, you're giving them ideas now. For years, it's been regional accents which are soft, and now it's regional accents from elderly people. It's outrageous. Scott, where can we? Before we let you go, tell me where we can find your shed shows. What day of the week are they on?
It's Thursday night, 8:15.
Oh, that's going to be difficult. Anyway, thank you so much, Scott.
Is that Clash with you?
Yeah. We're Thursday 9 till 10.
Do you do one every night?
Mondays and Thursdays.
Well, they'll catch up with you on Monday. Come and see me on Thursday. How about that?
Well, it's not working for me.
Do you know what? Though, Stu, it's 8:15 on my Facebook page, right? Facebook.com Scotty V Comedy with a Y. However, they're on there, and then on my YouTube channel, you can catch up on them, so you don't have to see it live. There you go.
Yeah, oh, bless your heart, bless you, Scotty B Comedy. Is that your YouTube channel as well?
Yes, it is. Scotty B Comedy UK. Scott B Comedy UK is my YouTube channel. Scott Bennett Comedian, you'll find it. Go to my website.
Your Twitter is Scotty B Comedy, and your YouTube is Scott B Comedy UK.
It wasn't a clear strategy when I set it all up. Looking back, I needed a bit of help with the PR.
Do you ever think there are people looking at all of the new Twitter handles being generated and then immediately turning them into Gmail accounts and YouTube accounts?
So if you want to go to scottbennettcomedy.co.uk and start there and then work your way out.
scottbennettcomedy.co.uk or Scotty B Comedy on Twitter or Scott B Comedy UK on YouTube. I think I've genuinely got all of those right.
Yes, you have. Yeah, perfect.
Fantastic. We'll test the sofa later. Can you join me in thanking the fabulous Scott? Scott. Oh, bless you. Thanks, Scott. Thanks so much. People on the sofa, I've got some information. I've got an exciting thing. We didn't talk about this in the writers' room. Callum got in touch during the day. It's Best Friends Day. Callum, is it today or is it Thursday? Is Best Friends Day? It's like International Friends Day. I mean, it doesn't matter at all, does it? But apparently it's today. Happy Friends Day, sweet. And listen, David, let me take this opportunity. Never mind.
He nearly did it. He nearly professed.
I didn't nearly do it. The point being that this Thursday coming to celebrate Best Friends Day or Friends Fucking, I don't know what it is.
Friends Fucking.
Friends Fucking is something else.
It's Funny Day here at and don't let me mention out loud who's been flirting in the Discord. I'm leaving that as no in jokes. There's Discord. It's like Facebook, but somehow better and yet worse. I don't understand it. I'm not a part of it, and it's basically turned into semi-autobiographical / fiction between certain members of the sofa. Now, the point is, on this Thursday's show, to celebrate today, the friendly thing, you can invite a friend to the show for free. So if you donate donations to the beginning of this show to up to 9 p.m. On Thursday night, when we have the brilliant Ian Sterling, Hugh Davies and Sarah Barron, hell of a sofa, hot sofa, guys, hot sofa, and give your invite to a friend for free. So you can send them and you can come in with them, is the point. So you will do something clever. Callum, have I got to explain this in detail now? We were going to do a thing where they join. I think I can talk faster than he can type. It'll be in the email. No need to explain. Fine. It's simpatico. It'll be in the email. But basically, you and your buddy can get in. So if it's not like either or. You get in and they get in and we get some fresh. Don't say blood. Okay. Teleport with 20 minutes to go. Head of the teleporter is Mr. Plumbers with £12.34. Now hang on a minute. Mr. Plumbers was on the show a minute ago. What the fuck? Chris, is that you?
Yes.
Are you teleporting in order to have a separate camera in order to switch between them.
No, I said give it to the next newbie in the waiting room.
Oh, fantastic! Oh, thank you. Sorry, I see that now. There's something about the configuration of my windows. I wasn't able to see that. So, Mr. Plumbers currently is offering to, and knowing that his name is Chris on here and he's Mr. Plumbers in the thing, you can probably work out his identity.
If that is my name.
If that is his real hair. So he's currently head of the leaderboard with £12.34. £12.34. And if that remains the winner in the next
1, 2, 3, 4,
then we will get someone into the sofa from the stream chat who would like to come in who will not need to pay. Let's give Mr. Plumbers a lovely round of applause.
Yeah. Now somebody outbid him.
Yes, of course, it's exactly what I was going to say. If someone outbids him, then you can get in and fuck the newbie guys. Okay. No one clipped that. It was awful. So, hope producer Callum is feeling better, says Histor. Oh, thank you, Histor. I believe producer Callum is. I mean, I haven't asked, but he seems to be. Seems reasonable. So let's. He's typing. I'm going to ignore it. We're going to play a quick game. And then we are going to crack on with the show. I mean, it's just more shit. We're going to play. We're going to do some more shit, and then some more shit's going to happen. And some of the shit's going to be brilliant, and some of the shit's just going to be me. Just. I think I'm having a breakdown, guys. We all a week for months now, and I know that doesn't sound a lot, but it's quite a lot of peddling going on under the surface. And I think I might be anyway. So, David, fill for us, please, with a lovely little song.
This is the song called "Is the Earth Flat?"
No, it's all right. I've recovered. Okay. Do you want him to do the song, David? You do the song. You do the song.
Yeah. This is the Earth flat? No.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, David Hall there. Fantastic work. Let's just cut to Mr. Plumbers' face to try and work out whether he is impressed or disappointed by David Hall. Just with an expression, Chris. There it is. God,
Outbid him.
Outbid the fucker. Now, we're going to play a quick game. Everyone on the sofa, give us a wave. Give us a wave. Let me know that you're paying. Oh, holy shit. Holy shit. What?
Well, you know, you asked, and I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
Peak leaky.
Got 5 legs.
Peak leaky.
Holy living fuck. Leaky, just move your head around a bit. It looks like the hammer's looking around.
It's turned into a Rammstein video.
Nice one.
Oh my God. Listen, if you want to become, he's literally only been on the show for about a week. If you want to become as much loved a member of the show as Leaky, you better bring some fucking skills. You better be able to do little than that. There's an opening for Chief Wizard now that Rowling's gone off. Leaky, give it up for Leaky, and I'll explain the rules of the next game. Thanks so much. So, here's the rules of the game. It's going to be quick disguises. I'm going to give you 1 minute. You need to run off and get a disguise and come back, and I'm going to interview you in character. So you need a disguise and you need a name. So I'm going to learn your name. That's it. It's not a big interview. Just go for it. 1 minute. Anne-Marie's already left, which means we've begun. Fucking run. Go for it. 1 minute. I'm going to put 1 minute on the clock. I don't know how to put 1 minute on the clock. I suppose I'll do something.
Do you want me to put 1 minute on the clock?
No, I want you to go and get a disguise. Good.
All right,
We're on for a minute. Some people are already back. Look, I'll save it before we. I've just seen that some people are absolutely brilliant. So the teleport closes in 16 minutes, and this is a quiet moment to reflect. If you'd like to follow the show, I assume you are already followers, because who on earth knows how people discover this show without already being a follower? You're on the front page a few times. You're here now with us over in the Twitch chat. Andrew says, bummer, I've got no skills. Histor says, Pink Floyd brick in the wall video. Nice. Diggler, I don't think Diggler's been on the show. It'd be lovely to have you here. Sir Blackhand, I would not like to follow the show. We're at 152. Well, unfuck you, Shutter. Thanks for telling me. Good morning, Shelley Claire. Bean, it's been fun, says, I feel like I might unfollow. Well, that's entirely up to you. I don't think this counts as a disguise. We already know this. Although, to be fair, Matthias has sellotaped a hammer to his ironing board. And I think it's around the time that you hear yourself saying a sentence like, I believe Matthias has sellotaped a hammer to his ironing board. But you think, is all of this just happening in my mind? I'm going to wake up in a lab somewhere. Let's check out the disguises. I was going to say piss poor, and then I realised there's a denim jacket on back. What's your name, young sir?
Hello, I am Craig, the Canadian denim cowboy.
I don't like it. I don't like it. Holy living fuck.
Oh my God, I hate it.
Come back to that if I dare.
I think that's
hello there. Hi, what's your name, friend?
Hi, I'm Claire Bannon. I've gone to see a football game and it's really cold.
Oh, nice, nice. A cold football game. Great to see it. What's your name there, buddy?
My name's Zelda. And I'm from Galaxy 4.
Great to have you here. Great to have you here, Zelda. Hey there, buddy. Oh, Jesus Christ, that jacket. How did you have that lying around?
It's just something I had lying around, Stu, you know. It's just in the background, like, you know.
If you can do an accent, you get double points. What do points mean?
Nothing!
Cracking accent there. What's your name? Fucking. What's your name, sir?
Pirate Face.
Pirate Face. Whereabouts are you from originally?
I'll be from the Caribbean.
Not the Pirates of the Caribbean, but Pirates from the Caribbean. Nice to know. What? Christ. I think this is a Pandora's box of a game. Hey, what's your name there, friend?
It's Mr. Generico.
Mr. Generico. I like it. Thank you, Mr. Generico. Great to meet you. I know you. Aren't you Zargaz from Galaxy 9?
No, my name is Agent A.
Good. You can do some cool green stuff with that as well.
Do some green screen. If you do some green screen, you can make it look like the sunglasses are floating. And over here, what in the name of God is this?
Running over.
Is your name Strew? And did you just say, we're running over? Was that your idea?
I had to take my glasses off to type it, so I couldn't actually see it. You are actually running over, if I can point that out.
Oh, okay, fair enough. We are running over. In that, who else? Who have we seen? Whose disguises have we not seen? This absolutely chilling. Even that's somehow the most fucked up one. Over here, a couple of disguises. This is good.
I'm Roy Walker.
Ali, axe him in the face. Don't actually do that. He's new. Over here, who's this young fella, my lad? Yeah, probably doesn't know that we're talking to him. That's good. Great to see not everyone's made an effort. Just a few left. We've got, who's this? It's Shara. Great to have you on the show. Oh, but it's not Shara. Who's this? What's your name?
Francesca.
Francesca. And where are you from?
Russia.
Oh, sorry, that your sound cut out. Just tell us again where you're from, Francesca.
Russia.
I think it's Bristol. Outrageous. Look, we're going to have to deal with this now. I think I've done everyone. We're just going to have to...
Worst thing you've done.
No.
It's Ryan the pig here.
Did you say Brian the pig?
Rind.
Right.
R-I-N-D.
And Ryan, what do you do for a living?
I'm a dev.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, let's get the fuck out of this game. Please, everyone on the sofa, remove your disguises. You all got 1,000 points, apart from Ryan the dev, who gets summarily dismissed from the show and never allowed. Producer Callum in the Twitch chat just says, in capitals, imagine tuning in now.
Very inclusive.
Sweet Lord.
Come
Listen,
in.
We've got 11 minutes left to beat £12.34 to which is no one's going to beat £12.34 primarily because it's a lovely gesture to let someone in. But I tell you what, if you're out there and you've got £12.35, why not chip one in and then let someone in anyway? and then you get all the glory. This is almost. Did anyone else? I sort of felt like I wasn't physically doing that, but my eyes were. Didn't like that at all. Thank you so far to Sir Blackhand, to Lilmo17. Lilmo, maybe we can invite Lilmo in. I'm Mackay, J.R. Hardacre, Philip Little, Joe Delicious, Josviz, Livy. It's been fun. David Chatter, Fuzzy Delic, Mr. Plumbers, and Sarah K. 320 for donating so far. 320. That's a cool drugs thing, is it? I don't know. No, it's not. Absolutely not.
Oh, yeah.
I honestly, for a minute there, I just felt really alone in my house. I just thought, I don't know what to say now. I'll just keep doing that. Not my finest bit of improv. Now, let's move on. We've got another incredible guest, and this is someone who I'm just a huge fan of. I saw him supporting brilliant Alexi Sale, and I saw him before that as well. I saw his Edinburgh show. He's absolutely fantastic. I'm going to just keep talking until he turns his audio on. It turns his video on. He's turned his video on. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the most beautifully wonkily developed brains in comedy. Give it up with a huge round of applause. It's Peter Brush.
Woo.
Woo.
Hey.
Peter, I mentioned you in the Comedians Comedian Podcast Facebook group earlier on as gently deflating onto the show, and someone took exception to it and said that was shit hype. But it's kind of fair, right?
Yeah, I'm happier with that than with what some people say about me. So that's
what sorts of things do some people say about you?
Well, I'm not. I don't know. I shouldn't say that. I don't know. I just still I get referred to as a one-liner comedian a lot. Actually, I don't like that.
No, normally your jokes are quite sort of drawn out.
Yeah, I'm just efficient with language, and the jokes disguised as stories, or stories disguised as jokes, or something. I don't know. That's what I get annoyed about. I think I was a one-liner comedian when I started because I was so nervous. I'd just be like, joke, and then, but and now, I could string a sentence together now, and I think that's what I'm getting. That's why I don't like it, because I'm reminded of the past. You see. I don't like the past very much. I feel like anything I did before I was 25, I'm completely ashamed of. And about the next 5 years, half of that's okay.
And then does it go down to like a quarter after that?
Yeah, I had another 5 after that, actually. So yeah, so at the moment, I reckon I'm 25% ashamed of stuff, and 75%. And I shut up a lot more now. I just keep a lot quieter about my thoughts often. Although I'm about to tell you some of my thoughts now, aren't I? Because
Yeah, I was just going to say I tend to keep quiet about my thoughts. It's not a brilliant springboard for an interview, but it's. Peter, tell us some of your thoughts.
Okay, right. So I mean, there'll be a bit obtuse. There'll be a problem for me. Will be that I'll pause after them, and then there'll be like 30 seconds where people realize what I'm on about, or 30 seconds of people telling me it's not funny. So it's very hard to know. So it's very intense for me to divulge these. But anyway, okay, so here's a thought I had. You know the Invisible Man, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think he's the last sort of horror movie character I'd like to be, because I'm a hypochondriac, so I just wouldn't be able to stand being invisible, because you wouldn't be able to check if your moles have changed. It's like constantly like, it's just, anyway, that's one.
Just by way of structure, Peter, how would you like, because your stuff is so sort of delightfully meandering. I don't want to tread on your toes or, come in when there's about to be a bit that I haven't recognised. Do you want to finish a thought and go, so that's one?
Yeah, I like doing that. Or I could just number them from 1 to 7 or whatever we get up to. I don't know. So.
Yeah, give it. If that was thought number 1, why don't we curveball? Why don't we try thought number 4?
Oh well, it's funny because I could just say whatever the fuck I want anyway. Oh, you fucked me up there, haven't you? I have to rearrange. Right. So here's another thought, right? So right, you've met twins, right? I assume at some point. You've lived a bit, haven't you, Stuart?
Oh, I've lived. I've lived. Twins. I've met them.
You'd have met a twin. Yeah. But
I've met two, mate.
If you had a microphone, you'd be dropping it there, wouldn't you? So you know, obviously they share a womb for a while, and then there's the birth and labour. And I know I don't have a child, but I think labour lasts about a day or like 12 hours or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
And then one of the twins comes out, and then the second one, I looked it up, an average of 15 minutes later is a second twin, right? So does the second twin like look at the first twin taking 12 hours? Like, so, you know, when you look at someone struggling with a jar. And then it like only takes them 15 minutes to get out, and they're thinking, fucking, it should have given me the job. You know, that's number 2. 4. It's number 4. No.
So, Peter, someone in the stream chat just described 4 as a callback to 2. Oh, I think they were talking structurally about your material, but the way I read it, it was just as numbers work. 4. It's kind of a callback to 2. Suddenly, I felt like I was on terms of service. Back to you, Peter.
They can keep that catchphrase to themselves if they like. I can really use that. Okay, this is more of an annoyance. So I thought I would like try to while I was here. Actually, this is a quick joke I come up with. Right, there's a lot of nutters on the internet. There may be some, watching now, but variably being that they're watching on the internet. Obviously read up a lot about I was a hypochondriac, but I've been, I don't know, I'm quite calm now about it. But there's a lot of anti-vax stuff right around, isn't there? And I just don't find myself very susceptible to all this anti-vax conspiracy stuff. And I think that's because when I was young, I was exposed to a small, weak version of a conspiracy about must be somewhat immune to it. But shit.
Peter, that is the first time I've seen anyone heckle themselves by doing a dum tush.
I wasn't heckling myself. I was congratulating myself. I wasn't. I was. So yeah, okay. So I thought I'd try and expand my horizons somewhat and just read more books during this period of time. So I'll try to read all the classic books, and I keep fucking up because I don't know if you've ever read a classic book, like a Penguin classic. They have I don't know, I was trying to read Crime and Punishment, and they have like an introduction at the beginning of the book. So I read the introduction, and it tells you everything that happens in the book and what it's all about before you even start. So there's no point reading the book, is it? It's not an introduction, is it? That should be at the end. I mean, it's not how, when you go to the cinema, there isn't like a bloke at the beginning of the film just going, "Oh, hi everyone, this is about feminism," and the dog dies. So yeah, it's not an introduction, is it? So it's kind of irritating. I don't know what films are about feminism that a dog dies at the end, but if you listen to most film theorists, they'll tell you every film's about feminism, isn't it? But I'm not saying it's not. I remember I did study film theory, and they were telling us Jaws and Alien were both about feminism, and it's interesting. I'm not, it's interesting to read in. Anyway, never mind. Trying to say something funny.
Can I suggest that Anyway Nevermind is an excellent show title? Personal research.
Yeah, it's not. But whether I ever go back there again, I don't know. But we could talk about that another time, maybe. But I was trying to read the Bible again because I sort of think want a bit of hope these days. You know what I mean? And because people say that why has the virus happened, and has God sent the virus? And I think he has, but I don't think he's done it in a malign sense. Because you notice a lot of people pulling together and stuff like that. I think what God's done every time there's a new disease, I feel like what God does is he kind of it's like a team building exercise. isn't it? It's just like gets everybody together, and it's like, oh hi everyone, here's Ebola. I want you to sort this out in a few months' time. You're gonna have to pull together and all that. Maybe that's kind of what it is. Yeah. I don't know if you've read the Bible, but it's interesting looking at the character arc of God throughout it, because there's two halves of the Bible. There's the Old Testament and then the New Testament. And the God in the New Testament is much less violent and angry and destructive than the God in the First Testament, the Old Testament. And I think it just goes to show that you do tend to mellow once you've had children.
Peter, thank you. Listen, in the background, two things I've got to point out. One is that a bidding war has happened. It is now officially at 10 p.m. The donations thing is closed. And Callum in the producer chat is saying, I need time to work this out. I think what's happened is that Stand Up Andrew went for £12.36, 2p higher than Plumbers. And then Plumbers just legged it in at the last second with an additional £2. Possibly Sir Blackhand is also involved. Some of this won't mean anything to you, Peter.
No, I know Andrew, though. Hi, Andrew.
Oh, Andrew, yeah, Stand Up Andrew White.
Yeah.
He might get in. We'll need to work it out. Producer Callum is on it. Something that will mean even less to you, Peter, is that Holes says, I think Peter is what's on the other side of Ian's cupboard. Won't mean a huge amount to you, Peter. I don't know if you wouldn't necessarily be familiar with the show. If we look here, this is Ian. Where the fuck is Ian? I can't find him. Where's he gone? Is it? Oh, there he is. My God, sorry. What it is I think it's with a white background, but when I look at you against a screen with other people with white backgrounds, this is the least interesting thing I've ever said on the show. The point is, Ian, we're just going to do a little demo for Peter. Ian, could you fuck off into the cupboard? There's a love.
That's what we want.
Now, there is, Peter, I know this will seem peculiar, but it turns out that in the back of Ian's cupboard, there is
a swimming pool.
A portal.
There's one around here.
Oh, Jesus, there he is.
Twitch. That's the sofa. What is this? Okay. There's a swimming pool over here. Okay, it's not a swimming pool. It does look fun. There's a swimming pool over here. Let's have a look. Okay, no, take it back. Oh, bring it back.
Sounds out of breath.
Let's hope he's out of breath when he
comes one day.
The door. Let's hope he's out of breath when he comes out of the cupboard. Look at that.
Oh. Yeah, that's not a swimming pool.
So, if you've just tuned in, me neither. With Peter, it seems terribly unfair to do this to you at the end of your bit. I thought I'd ask you to stick around and play a game if you'd be up for it.
Yeah, well, okay.
Actually, it would have been a really good get out there if you'd just gone, no.
Bit of a, the expectation is that I say yes, isn't it? So, but I don't know what I'm letting myself in for. So.
That's fair. Okay, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll work it out. Sir Blackhand wins. Holy shit. Sir Blackhand wins. And producer Callum says, and we'll invite someone new from the chat. Those weren't the rules I fucking established, producer Callum. I don't know what you said that. Producer Callum has Plumber's missed out by literal seconds. Literal seconds. I mean, time is all literal seconds. So we're gonna now listen. There's no point me sort of trying to steer this. By the time he's written this, producer Callum will have already fired off emails or whatever it is to get people in. We're going to teleport 2 people in. Sir Blackhand, that's Cameron who mods the show, and also someone new from the chat. So if someone from the new, we'll message the chat. Right, we're going to leave that to producer Callum. Okay. Peter, I'm so sorry. This is even more all over the fucking place than usual. Ian sometimes gets into a cupboard. There was an in-joke that started about people getting into cupboards and doing adventures, and now here we find ourselves. Would you like to play a game with us, Peter Brush?
Oh, love to.
Play Guess Who. We're going to play Guess Who. Now, what we're going to do this time is when you are got, people on the sofa, when you are got, turn off your own video, and then when I say all come back again, you'll all be able to come back again. So we're going to wait. Remember last time I was turning off people's videos, and it turned out that is absolutely not how it works. So first, let's welcome with a round of applause. It's Cameron. Thanks for teleporting. You're just in time to play Guess Who. Peter, you are going to be the person who is guessing. So the rules of Guess Who when we play it are it's all the people on the sofa. So if you go to gallery view in the top right, you should be able to see the faces of everybody on the sofa. And feel free to hide non-video participants if you can be bothered. I am going to choose a person and you're going to play against me, right? So the object of this, Peter, is that you ask questions which are not traditional Guess Who questions. Who's got glasses? Who's got a beard? Things like that. But no, in fact, we'll do it the other way around because then I can see the Twitch stream. Sorry, we're making this up as we go along. I don't. What we'll do is you choose someone and I will ask you questions based on the stream chat. So choose someone from the sofa. Don't tell me who it is, and I will ask you abstract and obtuse questions, Guess Who style. Understood?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it sounds like he's got it. Let's face it, it can only go really badly wrong and take loads of time. So,
there should be a number of questions. How many
there
questions?
should be a number of questions. Well, let's say the number of questions is I'll try and keep it tight. So, Peter, have you chosen someone? Do not tell me or anyone else who it is.
I have. Can I lock it onto gallery view? It keeps flicking back.
No, you cannot. But what I'll do is
Oh,
I'll
okay.
put me in the spotlight, and indeed in the corner, and then it's on gallery view, and I'll stop fucking about with the buttons. Right. So now go to gallery view, and it'll stay there.
Okay, cool.
So people in the stream chat, Stegligs has kicked us off. Hello, Stegligs. We've not heard from you before. Do they have dark thoughts at night? So Peter, it's yes, no. Do they have dark thoughts at night based on your appreciation of the person and what they look like?
No.
No, they do not have dark thoughts at night. So, James, I'm going to ask you to turn your video off. Dark thoughts at night. I'm going to ask Phil. No, Phil's too rosy. No, stick with it, Phil. That's fine. Dark thoughts. I think John. John, can you turn your video off as well? And Bonyana. I think John and Bonyana both have dark thoughts at night. Let's get next question. Do they look? Oh, that's nice. Which one has kissed a frog? Do they have a hammer? Do they look guilty? Do they look guilty?
Yes.
Yes. I think it's Phil, but let's wait and see. Do they look guilty? Let's see who looks guilty. Shara is innocent as the driven snow. Shara, you can turn your video off. David Hoare's never committed a crime in his life. You can turn your video off. Ali, you can turn your video off. Anne Marie, you can turn your video off. The rest of you look pretty guilty. Okay, let's have another question.
Hypothetically, Stuart.
Yeah.
And that not happened yet, or maybe it has, and I have to sort of change the. But if you black out the person that I had chosen, then
Yeah.
what happens then?
We've got two choices. Either you change your mind and lie and we get it right and we all look like
Right.
heroes, but you do
Okay.
or we get to the end and you tell me I got it wrong and then we sort of improvise our way out of it. Up to you.
Well, I don't want to. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll sacrifice the. Yeah. Okay. Right. Well, carry on then.
Red wine or white wine? Do you think they look like they're not drinking right now necessarily, but do they look like a red wine or a white wine drinker?
It's not a yes/no question, is it?
No, you're right. Fair
So
enough.
you
fair
have
enough.
to rephrase that.
Do they look like they drink wine?
No, it's the no, Stuart. You should say, do they look like they drink red? Oh no, hang on. We just fuck it off, and I'll just say whether they look red or white. Just
Red or white? Red or white? Then.
Yeah, okay, right, okay. So I'll say they are a red.
They're a
wine
red drinker. A red drinker. Okay, would they? I'm not asking. Do they look virginal? Whoever the fuck that is in the street. Live life 2D most asks. Do they look virginal? Suddenly, I've been creeped out by that. But thank you for coming. Do they look like they should be on the wall in Scott Bennett's shed?
Yeah.
It should be on the wall. I'm gonna go for a guess. Is it leaky?
No.
Shit. He's decided not. So Peter, we know now, has decided not to gamely play along. Is it? Oh shit! Do they look? They should be on the.
Are there no more questions?
No. I mean, I could do. I was going for a. Sorry.
I was just trying to. Being a hero means making the game play on for people's entertainment. Doesn't mean you win.
Holding that, you wankers. Right. Have I already ruled them out?
Well, originally, but not my second.
Not now. Great work. Great work. Okay.
It was fucked from the beginning. You got the first one. It was.
Do you know what? I'm going to be completely honest with you. We played this on random chance last episode, and it just fucking we fluked it. It was amazing. Really enjoying.
It could be my judgment that's off, though. To be fair.
Yeah. Bean in the chat asks, "Are they hot?" We can't ask that. Fuck off. Were they scared of Max Headroom? Do they look like? Would they tickle a fox? Would they tickle a fox?
Yes.
It's Phil, isn't it? It's clearly Phil.
It's not Phil. No,
it's not Phil. Phil, turn your video off. Turn your video off. Would they tickle a fox? Ian would tickle a fox. Livy, turn your video off. Turn your video off, Livy. Oh, sorry. Which way around? You said they would tickle a fox. Yeah, Livy.
Yeah, they'd love to.
Livy, Flossie wouldn't tickle a fox. Ali and Alec, turn your video off. This lot, we've got a bunch of fox ticklers here. Flossie, you're not a fox tickler. Video off, Flossie.
I beg to differ, my friend.
Oh. Couple of fox ticklers. We've got Cameron, turn your video off. You wouldn't say boo to a goose, let alone tickle a fox. Matthias, Thomas, and Ian. And let's just check. Leslie says it's going to be Matthias. I feel the same. Would the fox enjoy it?
Yeah.
Decide whether from these people.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Is it Matthias?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Thank you,
wine does he
Peter.
like? Did I get that right? Or
What's that? Say again?
does he like red wine or
You like red wine?
both? Oh,
Both. House of Beer, mate. He'll have anything.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Peter Brush.
No problem.
It's fun in a variety of ways. Give it up for Peter Brush. Peter,
Yeah.
can we plug something for you? Can we promote a thing?
Well, I don't know. I just I thought I'd have more social media followers during lockdown, but they're just dropping like flies. Just follow my Twitter or Instagram. Instagram's better, but just So if you,
how can we do that? Just remind us of the names of your Instagram and your.
Instagram's Peter Brush _ and Twitter's Peter Brush. But I like Instagram better.
Okay, Peter Brush _ on Instagram. Thank you, Peter. Thank you for coming along and playing.
Thank you, Stuart. It's been a pleasure.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. Give it up, Peter Brush. So we've got to welcome Laura, who is the official new Laura Frost. As Laura Frost, I mean, I shouldn't be saying her surname, but there it is, Laura Frost. Laura, let's welcome Laura. She's been in the waiting room for a little while. I didn't feel it fair to continually interrupt Peter, having interrupted him several times already. Let's see if Laura Frost is here. We're showing non-video participants. I'm not seeing... Hey. Oh, Laura has been on the show before. I recognise Laura now. We are asking Laura to
She's
start.
on the show. She's in green room.
Laura's a green room bandit.
Laura's a green room dude. Hey, Laura. Great to have you here.
Hello.
Hello.
Do me a favour, David. Can you just change Laura's name to get rid of her surname Frost so that she's anonymised?
Yeah.
No one knows.
Just say it really loudly and clearly, though. Stu, yeah?
Thanks, David. That was the joke. I'll set him up. Thank you very much. There's Laura. Laura, thank you. Remind us where you are. Are you in the United States of America?
Yes, I am.
Remind us which bit?
Ohio.
Ohio. That's where all the interesting stuff happens, right?
Hey.
Yeah. It's actually in Cleveland.
It's Cleveland, Ohio. Big fan of Cleveland. Go. Hang on, I can do it. Go. Cleveland. All I can think of is steamers, and I'm fairly sure that's pornographic.
Now I'm wearing right now I'm wearing the Cleveland Browns.
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 Oh yes, the Cleveland Sprite.
Right, yes. Or the Cleveland Cavaliers, one of a better a better team.
A better team. The Cleveland Cavaliers. What sport do they do then, the Cavaliers?
They do basketball. One known person would be LeBron James. You might have heard of
LeBron
him.
James! God, never stop. My 4-year-old never stops going on about LeBron James.
Yeah, LeBron James. Yeah, he's from Akron, Ohio, which is a little bit farther, I think, from Cleveland.
Are you from Cleveland originally?
I was born in Cleveland.
Is it so? Yes, then.
Yeah, sure.
Fine, cool. Okay. You said Akron, and I was thinking of whether there were more exciting places in Ohio than Cleveland itself. And remind us, Laura, what do you do with yourself?
What do I do with myself? I am a student.
And you,
at university.
I remember you're a student, and so you've been hanging out in the green room. Are you one of these legends that's been in the green room for like hours and hours at a time?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my God! Listen,
we had to
go on. Sorry, David is chipping in. David, if you're going to chip in, quickly highlight yourself. I think because I can't find you. There you are.
Okay, here we are. Was it John Daintree had a cuddly Roland the Rat, and we had to try and explain what Roland the Rat was? To Laura.
John? Do you mean John?
Yeah, John with beard and violence.
Yeah, we don't want to say Daintree. That would be giving away his surname. Same problem as Laura Frost.
John Daintree with his pin number 459. Cuddly Roland the Rat, and we were trying to explain to Laura, an American, I think 23-year-old, what Roland the Rat was, and she was not understanding it. It was great.
David, pretend I'm an American 23-year-old and try and explain to me what Roland the Rat is.
If you imagine a rat with glasses and a trilby, and they're kind of like probably in like the specials, and they're pretty cool, but they're for a kids' TV show, and they're kind of terrifying. You can kind of
okay. Now try and describe it again, but without using any of those words.
Or some people, animal is scary.
Scary rat.
Can't say the word rat. I already said the word rat. Shut
Rodent.
Flossie, please.
Rat, cool, scary, kids show. We don't understand either. Oh, sorry, me neither.
I didn't mind that. Some people probably think that's the weirdest bit of an already quite weird show, but I quite liked it. I like the way that when David got it, he sort of did that with his head. I don't know if anyone else enjoyed that. I was like, cool rat. I thought that was quite fun.
There you go.
Oh, hello. Wait a minute. I'm fairly sure that image is copyright, but hey, who cares?
Does it make any more sense to you, Laura?
No.
Good. Okay. Well, listen, it's great to have you here. Thank you so much for coming in. And thank you. Can we give Mr. Plumbers a round of applause as well for welcoming Laura to the show? Plumbers. And thanks for getting in there at just the absolute last second. Oh, no, you didn't, did you? You failed. But I remember now.
Well, I'll take the credit.
Cameron.
Okay, now. This, in a show that is designed to be chaotic, ramshackle, and like I described it yesterday as a rolling mutiny. Even those terms. This one's been all over the fucking place. However, we are going to have our asses both saved and handed to us now, because our final headline guest is absolutely wonderful and is more than capable of handing asses out left, right, and centre. What the fuck? I genuinely think I might be on the verge of a mental breakdown. About 6 weeks ago, I was sort of on the show kind of going, I might have ADHD. I probably don't, but I'm distracted all the time, and I probably don't have ADHD, as we described at the time. I might be having a mental breakdown. But here is someone who's going to perk us all the fuck up and tie it neatly together with a fantastic bow by being both hilarious, meaningful, and deeply moving. Would you please welcome Luisa Omielan?
Oh, what up, bitches? Apparently.
I think I said hello, bitches, but I prefer your one.
Yeah, what up is cooler, Stu. Cooler, right? You can't just drop shit like that with hello. Can I just say, your show is absolutely mental. I've been sat here going, what the fuck? Where's he going covered?
Yeah.
It's amazing. I'm very happy to be here. So thank you, everyone. Nice to see you all. Thank you for having me.
Very much. Thank you so much for coming and being a part of it. And it's normally kind of weird but joyous, and tonight it's been weird and joyous and fucking weird.
I mean, weird and joyous is exactly how I would describe it. Weird and joyous is very much your USP, Stu. So yeah, now, I like it.
I interviewed you for Next Up at Next Up Comedy. They were a Twitch channel. scandal as well.
We did, yeah.
I mean, it seems like an age ago. Was that a couple of months ago?
It was at the start of lockdown, wasn't it? Fuck knows. Like, who knows? Like, I don't know about you, but I don't even know days of the week anymore. Weekends, it doesn't even matter. I had a Sunday roast on a Friday. Like, just nothing. No, right? Nothing
Right,
even.
this really is a fucking weird show.
So I can't remember. It was a few weeks ago. But can I just say thanks to you, because I mean, no offense, I hate podcasts. I've never liked podcasts.
Hey, no taken. Everyone
Like, I really, and everyone's so all over the, oh yeah, we love podcasts. And then you've always said to me, like, the only podcast I like doing is when you've talked to me or you've interviewed me. So I'll always say yes to anything that you ever want to do.
Fine with that. We're all fine with that. No one's reading anything into that.
With relation to, podcasts or work. Anyway.
Good say.
I won't get my arse out, even though I don't know why you opened that with my little.
You don't know why. That's not what I meant at all.
However, thanks to you, I started a fucking podcast. Like road.com is my new fucking website that I've got on saved to my favourites. If you don't know what Road is, it's apparently like a podcasting techie
microphone. It's a microphone.
Microphone, yes. So, do you know what I bought? Do you know how bullshit it is? Do you know how bullshit this lockdown is, that I've had to go online at 37 trying to relearn how to use YouTube and do live streams? I bought a fucking stream deck. Do you know what this shit is? Neither do I. I paid £8 for it, but
is it possible that you could buy a less wobbly camera?
It's because I'm excited and so I'm knocking it. I'm sorry. Let me try and stay still, and then we're all right.
To be honest, I'd rather you were excited and the camera wobbled. To be honest, I don't want to pin you down to a thing. But this is incredible. You sent me a thing, like a chartable, like a podcast chart thing. Yeah. I said you should do a podcast. You went, no, I shouldn't. I went, you really fucking should. You did, and it went in at number 7. Is that right?
Yeah, like it went, like I did video. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how accurate that stuff is, but people seem to be liking it and are responding to it. And it's amazing, isn't it? Because with stand-up, you're so used to having the instant interaction, the instant feedback, And like even with this, like seeing people and hearing you all laughing and getting along and talking, it's so lovely. But with the podcast, you are going like, oh, there you go, world. There's no instant feedback. So it's nice that, 4 days later, somebody can message and say, oh, hey, I just listened. It's really cool. You're like, oh, shit, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I find that. My mother-in-law is a staunch fan of my podcast and listens to all the post-ambles, the bits I talk about my innermost thoughts, and then picks me up on them when I see her.
Oh, that's nice. That's love, that is. That's love.
Do you find that you're more kind of more revealing when there's no one there and you sort of end up just feeling like you're talking to yourself?
I'm sorry, mate. Have you seen any of my shows? Like, literally, I could not reveal any more. In fact, if anything, I've become. It's so weird because on stage you can say funny shit and people will get it because there's the laughter. So you can say stuff that if you tweeted it or wrote it, you would just get a backlash for it because you're like, no, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. And in a podcast, I'm finding I have to really explain my intention of what I'm trying to say because there is no audience to go, oh, ha, we get what she means.
Yes, sure. So you don't know that like you're definitely saying the right thing. Gotcha.
So like, for example, like the episode I just did was on male suicide, right? And I was like, so in my show, I do a joke, and what Beyonce do jokes about male suicide. And in the show, it's really poignant and really sad and really, blah, 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 blah. And like, that's basically what I
said. And blah, 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 blah. I like it. That's the whole thing.
So when I'm saying the podcast, I'm like, guys, I'm doing an episode on male suicide. It's hilarious, lol. And I'm like, oh no, you can't say that, Louisa, because people don't know that actually it is very poignant and very sad and very serious. So I have to be like, hi guys, if you are struggling, if you need help, here are all the numbers, here are all the things. I'm not taking the piss, I'm trying to be serious. Like, here's everything. By the way, there are some jokes about male suicide, but it's not about the suicide, it's about the reaction. And do you know what? Just read the podcast, listen to the podcast and watch the show. So it's just I'm learning to try and, it's very
mediate it as you go along.
Yeah.
Can we briefly meet your dog and then we'll get back on track?
Yeah. To ask you. Can you hear her growling? Can you hear her growling in the background because she wants to fucking get involved? She's being so needy. Do you know she's been spoilt in lockdown with my attention? So the second I don't give it to her, she behaves like a little.
Oh.
Look at this. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Oh, how do I work this? There you go.
Now, something that people might not realise about that dog is that dog isn't just close to the camera. That dog's fucking enormous.
Well, yeah. Let me try and do a proper thing so you can see. Hang on. Let me try and move this around. Oh God, I feel like I'm the guy in the cupboard again. 1 second. Hold on. Where is it? How do I do this? There you go. Yeah, she's a big bear.
Oh
That's
my
ridiculous.
God.
It's ridiculous. It's her fucking teeth. How can you be that big and have these ridiculous? Show them your teeth. Show them your teeth. How can you have such tiny teeth? Can you see them? Tiny teeth. She's not showing them, but she's got like she's like 55 kilos and then has these baby milk teeth. It's just ridiculous.
And does she have a podcast?
It's really cute, Stu. So because my podcast hasn't got like obviously I've just started or whatever, and I really like the idea of adverts and like sponsors or whatever. So I thought, well, start as you mean to go on and just do your own advert. So I've sponsored myself.
That idea. I thought, like, rather than go around asking people, "Hey, do you want to do an advert?" Just start doing your own fake adverts, and other people hear them and go, "Yeah, sweet. He obviously does adverts."
I know, that's what I thought. So at the end of my podcast goes, "Hi, but it's me, Buddy. I sponsored this podcast, and I enjoyed it. 5 stars."
Nice one. I invented Squarespace. It really caught on. Louisa, tell you what I was trying to say earlier on was you are so upbeat. You're so upbeat. You're so kind of relentlessly positive. And I know we talked when we last spoke. We talked about the outrageous time you had in the United
New
States.
York, yeah.
Go there, and I mean, I don't want to drag over that. Could you reduce it to a couple of sentences and just give us a sense of what happened?
Yeah, I went to America because, like every other female, I watched Pretty Woman at a young age, and it was like, "What's your dream? What's your dream? Come to Hollywood. Everybody's dreams come true in Hollywood." And I fucking died on my ass. I lived with a woman who had a mannequin of a dead child as a mouse art installation. It was actually a live mouse eating art installation. I was in a venue where the ceiling fell down, and where Bernie got what's that thing when you overheat? Heat stroke. And we took her to the vet, and they prescribed her with antidepressants. And that's when I thought, you know what? I'm just going to fucking borrow the $4,000 and get the flight home early because I'm done. I am so done. That was me living the American dream that was crowdfunded by my audiences.
Yes.
So.
But this is the great thing about you. You recover from things like that. You bounce back, and now you've got a charting podcast that's kicking ass, right?
I mean, I don't know about bouncing back, mate. That was in fucking September. Like, it's taken a long time to recover from the public failure and heat stroke. But do you know what? I liked is that the rest of the world matched me because I kept myself at home. I didn't go out. I didn't wash. I didn't do anything. I lost track of what day it was. I became so fucking depressed. And then lockdown happened, and I was like, mate, back in the game. Yes.
So what I thought I'd ask you to do, Louisa, if you're fine with it, if anyone on the sofa has an issue or a challenge, something that's weighing on their mind or they're finding depressing at the moment, I, for example, am clearly losing my fucking mind, but let's focus on that. Then maybe you could give them some sort of joyous and aggressive pep talk. You're very fierce.
Joyous and aggressive. I like that. I like how your thinking was what? It's joyful and odd, and I'm joyous but aggressive. I like that.
Exactly right. And in fact, if you wouldn't mind, we could start with Laura because Laura teleported in to meet you. This is Laura.
Hi, beautiful.
Hello.
How are you?
From the United States.
Hi, gorgeous. I'm
Hello.
so sorry for everything that's going on over there. Fucking hell.
Oh,
it must be so difficult.
Yeah, it is.
Bless
yeah.
you. How are you coping?
How am I coping? Good. Because I'm a college student, I'm on summer break.
Okay.
And my whole entire other half of the semester, this semester was all online, so I had to do everything online.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, but I've been okay. I mean, I have brother and a sister, so family is key.
Yeah. So you're taking good care of yourself. You're looking after yourself and self-care and all of that. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Good girl. That's a good girl. That's good to hear. So
Thank you.
What's your problem, Laura? What can I help you with?
My problem is I've so many friends.
Yeah.
But they all live in different states.
Right.
How can they come to Ohio, or how can I I don't know, feel more connected to them.
I'm going to say this with love, Laura. No one's going to come to Ohio, so you need to. I say that with love. But I tell you a really good way to, like, I mean, you know this anyway. Look at this, right? This is what I find amazing that's been really interesting. So if you think about like Zoom or Facecam or webcam or Skype, I used to always think of it as so old-fashioned. Like my mum used to be on Skype all the time talking to Polish family and thingies, and I never really got it. And in lockdown, what's been incredible is how much we're seeing that we can connect, that we can organise our shit just from online. And actually, it makes such a difference communicating with people online with the webcam on your laptop. You don't need them to come to Ohio. You don't need to go to them. But what I would suggest, that's a really good idea. It sounds wank and it sounds shitty, but actually make dinner and have dinner with them at the same time and do it over the video, or like have a drink, get drunk together and do it at the same time. Like both have the same drinks and do it over the screen like this, because it's weird at first in the idea. You go, well, that's not, I wouldn't normally go to dinner with somebody online. Like the whole point is that you go out and have an experience. But actually, it's really lovely to speak to somebody just there face to face. You have dinner, they have dinner, you have a drink, they have a drink. And it just reminds you that you're not on your fucking own. And actually, because it's hard lockdown and it's fucking long and it's tiring and like, sometimes you just go a bit mad. And I don't know about you, Laura, but my days have either been like this or like this or like this or like this. And that can be in one day. That's not even, you know, that can be in one day. It can be like fucking this. And you're like, 1 minute I'm like, whoa, next minute I'm like, like it's really long. So anything that just connects you with somebody else that goes, fuck me, this morning I cried my eyes out and now I'm fucking eating a Twix and very happy. You just go, yes, mate. Like, and then you can talk about how shit the world is and how the world is on fire. And you are safe, hopefully, in your, you know, little condominium or whatever you guys call it over there. Yeah.
Luisa Omielan, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
That is exactly, Laura, has that solved all your problems?
Yeah, it does. It tells a lot. Like eating, I never thought of like eating dinner with one of your friends.
Yeah, totally do it. Totally do it. And incidentally, this is what a testament it is to my clever idea about Louisa being good at pep talks. And also, shouldn't we just all accept that I'm amazed Louisa didn't have a podcast before? You can see why I was pushing this. It's good self-care. Right, let's have someone else. Hands up if you've got an issue that you need pep talked on. Hands up if they're plumbers. Hello there, plumbers. You're on with Luisa Omielan.
Hi, Louisa. It's not easy to tell, but I'm in the very early stages of hair loss. I wonder if you could do anything to keep my male ego satisfied. Well, that didn't sound right.
What was your name? What was your name? Plumbers. Do you know what plumbers? Do you know what I always find really like unnerving and what's the word? Irksome and gross is when people try and hide their reality or hide the truth of things. Like it's so much sexier to see a guy losing his hair that just goes, you know what, I'm just going to shave it, or I'm going to have it like I'm bald and it's there and you've got it, rather than trying to comb over it or thingy. Like women like a sexy guy, right? Women or men like sexy people. We like confidence, and to have confidence, you just got to own your own shit. No matter how much it stinks, you've got to own it. And I just think, even if you're going bold, own your shit, because the right people will be attracted towards you for that. And if you have a comb over, that's when people are going to be like, oh, you're a fucking weirdo pedo. Stay away from me.
We could have stopped halfway through that. It was really good advice. But Mr. Plumbers, has that solved it? Owning your own shit? Is that your thing?
I have a new lease of life.
Thank you. Hey, mate. Listen, I'm so impressed. Louisa has just got all this fucking stuff.
Well, I don't know about that, mate, but thank you. Yeah.
We'll do one more. I love it. We'll do one more if we have David Hoare. No, if it's come to you, it's going to be something about you being bullied at work.
Yeah, I'm being bullied by a prominent podcaster for the last 12 weeks.
Okay. Well, here's the advice I'd give you is I would say, listen, Techie, know your fucking place, right? Your job is to hold him up. Okay? He is the star of this whole episode, right? You wouldn't have a fucking job if it wasn't for people like him. So why don't you just sit in the fucking background, do the fucking techie stuff that you'd be getting on with, and stop coming out here and trying to have personality and steal the fucking screen.
Louisa, I'm in love with you. I'm in love with you. Your choice. Let's just go and see if this spot has got anything
Sorry,
to say.
David. Thank you for being a great tech. I really appreciate it.
I feel a lot better, thank you.
Louisa, you're amazing. You're amazing. Listen, we've got to wrap up. I mean, we don't have to, but we sort of have to wrap up. Let me go to the stream chat over here. Freshly roasted whore, says Charismatic. Place whore. A lot of people are doing whore train emojis, which, Louisa, if you don't know, you can do a little emote in the Twitch stream. And what we've gone for here on the show is getting on board the whore train is a tiny little picture of David Horde's face on the face of Thomas the Tank Engine. So that is exactly as sort of horrific when seen en masse. Stand Up Andrew says, this has been fun, I'll be back. I think he just means bullying whore. That's good. I will not stand for David whore abuse, but they are on their own in that. We've got a question. We're going to go to the Black Hand. We're going to go to Cameron for a question because Cameron was the other teleporter. Cameron, what is your question for the fabulous Luisa Omielan? It can be in the form of a request for a pep talk or anything else you like.
I actually want to ask Louisa, if you had to set a dress code for the entire planet for one day, what would it be?
Naked.
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 Easy.
Naked. Just everybody naked, and then we all go out and just have a look at each other for like one day.
Great question. Great answer. Cameron, you've donated to teleport in to be here. I sincerely hope you got a backup question because it was brilliant, but it was brief.
It was very brief.
If you don't have a backup question, I know a man who does.
Give me a split second.
Let's just go over to Matthias. He's normally good for a backup question.
First, for Cameron, Belgian beer.
Hey.
Is this is another? Oh, this is some another.
I think this one's.
This is another fucking in joke. I know nothing about.
Yeah, I mean, I'm lost, but
This gig is completely out of control. I tried to create something beautiful that would create itself over and over again, and it has, and it's completely left me behind. That's really apologise. Matthias, what have you got for Louisa?
Oh, hi, Louisa.
Hi, darling.
If you were arrested without any explanation, what would your family and friends assume you had done?
What a question. What a question.
Oh my god.
He's a genius.
I mean, it's probably not a funny answer, but it's probably like I've gotten into a fight over Bernie. Like I probably would have knocked someone out over Bernie, and so I would have been in because if anyone I'm quite a calm person and quite a thingy, but if anyone comes to my dog, I'll kill him. Like I will kill him. So they probably
Just
are
going to interject there. The dog's name is Bernie. We're not talking about Bernie Sanders at this.
the dog's name is Bernie. So they'd be like, shit, everybody where's Bernie? Or they just laugh and be like, fucking, of course she has. Of course she's been fucking arrested. Like, what the fuck have you done now, you twat? I don't know. Sorry. It's not a
Great
answer.
answer. Thank you, Louisa. Fantastic answer. I'm going to go back. I'm just going to ping that back to Matthias. What would your family and friends assume you'd been arrested for?
Beer theft, probably.
Beer theft. Come on. Dig a little deeper. Dig a little deeper, Matthias. What do you reckon? Seriously.
Murder.
Boiled egg.
Boiled egg theft. That's fine. Matthias, would you just give us 2 seconds of opera?
Ma mio mistero è chiuso in me, il nome mio nessun saprà.
You're overrunning, mate. Wind your neck in. Look at that. What a phenomenal moment. Amazing. Louisa, thank you so much. How can we find out about your podcast? And you're also doing Facebook Lives every morning, every weekday?
No, I'm just doing I've stopped doing them now because it's too long, Stuart. Like I was doing them for 10 weeks. I did them Monday to Friday every week, but then I would go on and on and on for about 45 minutes. And then several people there were like, this is a podcast. I was like, fuck you with your podcast. I'm never doing a podcast. So now I just do them on Monday and Friday. Patreons on Wednesdays. And the podcast is called Indigo Child. And you can listen to it and download from wherever you get your podcast from.
Smashed it.
Yes, she's one of us now. That's how we say it, wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you so much. Please join us in thanking Luisa Omielan. Thank you so much.
Everyone, stay safe. Lots of love.
That was wonderful. And look, it turned back into a normal show at the end. So that's good. That's good. Right. Thursday at 9 with Ian Sterling, Sarah Barron, and Huge Davies. Music from Huge Davies. Sort of spiky, wonderful chat from Sarah Barron. And who knows what from Ian Sterling. He's the narrator of Love Island. We might get celebrity gossip. He's also a fantastic Twitch person. And remember, donate to celebrate its Best Friends Day or Summer International Friends Day or something, to celebrate something gooey about friends. You can invite a friend for free this Thursday. So when you get your email donation, if you would care to donate to the show, please feel free to subscribe if you're so inclined, or you can drop us a follow if you're watching on Twitch and you're not already a follower. If you're not, how the hell are you here? Who are you? You're so welcome. But if you wish to donate to the show, support the show, you go into a lottery to see who's going to be on the sofa next week. It's lovely if we get some fresh. It's blood. We need fresh blood. And you can bring a friend for free. So that goes on to anyone who's donated since the beginning of this show towards the next show. That's how it works. We script the show at 11 o'clock in the morning of the show. So 11 a.m. on Thursday morning, join us here on this Twitch channel and we're going to script the show. If I'm still a entity. Also, Chops comedy. We've got Chops. What's the lineup for Chops, David? Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. on this channel. We've got Chops New Material Comedy Club.
Catherine Bohart, Mo Omar, Chris Betts, Matt Stallingworth, and Alison June Smith.
I genuinely didn't think you'd get all 5. Congratulations, please. David Hoare, there he is.
Yeah.
Thanks to producer Callum. There's not a picture of him, so let's just imagine he's there in the sky. And give it up for all the acts you saw. You saw Peter Brush. You saw Scott Bennett. You saw Ali. Where's Ali? Let's go back to Ali on this thing if I can find. There's too many people in the room now, and I can't find Ali. There's Ali. I've muted her accidentally rather than highlighting her. That's Ali. There. Give it up one more time for the fabulous Luisa Omielan. And that's our show. Feel free to come to the green room. Producer Callum, are we going to do this again? It does seem to work.
Do it.
We're going to drop. We're going to stop streaming in just a second, and we're going to put the private Zoom link. Please do not join if you're a naked wanking old man. The Zoom link details are in there. Come in. Last time people were here until 3:20 in the fucking morning. I'll be having no part of it. But feel free to come in and stick around. Louisa, if you care to stick around, you're more than welcome. Equally, no one will blame you if you fuck off. Although Rod Gilbert did stay for 4 hours. Says more about him, I think. Matthias, do not say on the chat N-bombs of the world you like. That is N-bombs. Join the mailing list. We'll keep you updated about everything. And is there anything else I need to say, producer Callum, or indeed David Hoare? I don't think so. We're going to play a game. Oh, we'll save that for next time. We had a cracking game for today. We ran out of time. But we'll do that on Thursday. See you tomorrow at 8 or 11 o'clock Thursday morning. Bye-bye. Bye, everyone. Bye.